Please tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm on the clock and I'm 20 years old and I live in Leerdam. Leerdam is a city nearby Utrecht. It's also known as the City of Glass. I'm now in my first year of higher professional education in Utrecht and I'm studying communication. I love traveling and exploring new cities and I have a passion for fashion.
Why did you choose the school you attended?
Well, I'm living in Leerdam and this school was nearest by my living place. So I do not have to travel a lot and the school seemed nice when I went there a couple of months ago. And secondly, I like the city Utrecht very much and I love to shop there when I'm not in school.
How did you decide on a major?
Well, I didn't know for sure what I would wanted to do for my next step, but I thought this education would be very interesting because we had to do a lot with communication these days and social media is upcoming, and I also like that you can do a lot of things in the future with this study.
Which courses did you find most difficult and why?
I find the course advertising very difficult, and especially when we had to write an advice note. We had to write it in about 800 words and had to give a lot of information. And for me, that was very difficult because I love to write in long sentences, but that's not always what they asked for.
What would you like to be doing 5 years from now?
I hope that I graduate in 4 years and that I will have a nice job after that. I actually don't know for sure what I would like to do, but something with branding would be awesome. And I'm very creative and I love fashion, so I hope that I can combine both passions.
What has been your greatest accomplishment?
When we talk about school, I think that would be my graduation at the secondary school. I always worked very hard to get good grades, and I'm proud of my accomplishment.
Describe your greatest strengths and weaknesses.
I'm very social, so I like to work with other people. And besides that, one of my strengths is that I can express myself very well. And I'm also good in making schedules, so everything will be finished on time. And one of my weaknesses is that I can be frustrated when someone is not motivated.
What have you learned from the jobs you have held?
I had several jobs before. I worked at the local supermarket, but I also worked as a stylist and a shop assistant. I have learned that the customers are very important. Communication is the key to success, so you have to communicate with them a lot. They have to know if there are any changes or something, and I've learned that you have to communicate in solutions, and when there is something going on, you have to come with a solution. The customers must be satisfied. I'm sorry.
I've asked you a lot of questions. Now, do you have any questions for me?
I would like to ask you to tell something about yourself and the job you have. I'm very interested in what kind of education you had before and what kind of work you do. Thanks.